Hi there, I'm Claudia Lash, and I'm back again working on the Peekaboo quilt that I was working on a few minutes ago. And I've learned something, and probably it's a good thing to remember no matter how long you've been quilting. I always, before I do any stitching on the real thing, I always get a sample out. This is a sample that I had, and I used the stabilizer that I had used here and two fabrics. And when I was working on this, I found out that the stabilizer that I had put under my quilt was too thin. It was a midway. It needed to be a little stronger, a little sturdier. So I, after trying several things, I went back and switched stabilizers to a heavier stabilizer. Now it's a tearaway stabilizer. My fave is Ricky Tim's Stable Stuff. That's what I got. That's what I have on this practice piece. But I found some other that's heavier and tearaway, and I think it will work fine here. So I wanted to show you how I found that out. After you have everything all ready to go, then it's time to start with the circle business. And so it's always good to practice on this practice piece. I practiced at first with my Bernina circle maker. If you have many machines have a circle maker with them, and I have used it. It's an embroidery attachment that works on your machine. Every machine's a little bit different, so I'm not going to go into how but this one you just screw in here, and you have a little pointy thing. You put it, well, I can show you with this. This is another practice piece. You put your fabric on and poke it, right? This is going to be the center of your circle. And then, I'm going to have to lift my foot. You're going to move this in, and this will be like the diameter of your circle. And so then you use now I'm using just white thread, and I think it's gone somewhere right now. Oh well, it will. I'm going to take a stitch and bring it back so that I can pull up the bobbin thread. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm going to hold my hand on this so it doesn't move. And this, if you don't touch anything else, the machine or the circle maker will sew right around in a circle. And I'm going really fast here. I don't know if you need to speed through here. The main thing you're looking for is you want this to meet back up at the start of the circle. And it looks like it's going to, and then I go a couple of more stitches. Okay, I'm going to lift this out, pull this over, and then I have a nice circle. Put this back on top. If you lose this, wine corks work very well. Okay, and so here is a circle. Now, and the stitch I used here is about 2 inches. 2.0 or 2.05, because we want that to be we don't want it to be a big basting stitch, because we're going to be cutting around it. And we'll just go from here. I can use the circle maker, but I also find that for some things, it's just as well to make a big circle with a template of some sort. But we'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to take this little pointy scissors in here, because once you have your circle done, you need to cut out the top layer. But I don't want to take scissors and point it right in there. So I'm just going to give this a little snip. And see, I can see the color layer under there. And now it's when, if you have applique scissors and can use them, this is a good place for them. If you have a dumb thumb like I do right now, I can't use scissors very well. But luckily right now with my thumb not being able to work right. So you're going to cut all around the edge without cutting the bottom layer of fabric. And you can take your time with this. I'm kind of rushing it. Yeah, well, okay, and I'm not, you want to get right as close to that circle seam as you can. If you have a little extra, that's not so great. I mean, like here's some places where I will need to clean it up. But basically, we've got our circle and we've cut out the edges. We're ready to do some decorative stitching. I think if you were really good and really know how to use your circle maker, you can do fancy stitches with your circle maker, but I've tried it and for me, it's just better not to do that. If I do the circle with it, that's fine. I take it off and later do my stitching with just following along my circle. Now, if you don't have a circle maker, don't want to buy one, whatever. Here is another way to make a circle. Take a thing, take some sort of a stencil maker, and you can you can use a water soluble marker, something that will show up. On this, it's easy because this is white. On this, I'm probably going to have to use blue marker or something, or maybe a pink marker that comes off with water or an iron, and just draw that circle on there. You can use this, and I think it's just as easy, if you don't have a circle maker, to just go slowly and make a straight stitch right on that line. And that's what I did, I think, here. Then all you do is, once you've got a circle done with a straight stitch, you're going to cut it out in the center. And then we're going to do some fancy stitches later. I'm not going to do that yet because I want to try some on my real thing, and we'll do that at another time. So maybe that's a little much, but try it out. And again, before you do anything on your big quilt or on your regular quilt, make sure you have something that you can practice on. You need to have the stabilizer, you need to have a bottom sheet, and a white piece. So make it just like this, only this will be for you to practice on before you do stuff. Okay, that's it for circling today.